back. So, Arabos, you are working on your research. Is there anything else that you want to do while you're researching stuff here at the house?
Since we don't need to find out who the necromancer is anymore, I guess I'm not concerned about trying to look at or I guess speak with that accountant who would have. I'm trying to think if I still would want to talk to her. Probably not, because she probably knows I'm not allowed to look at anything anyway. I think I'm just making use of my resources here to do some spell research.
Okay.
As well, I think I'd want to talk to Johan, because I did tell him to send people for me if I didn't come back in a few days. So I guess when I see him, when I come back, I see him and say, everything was fine, and I hope you weren't worried about me.
I am glad to see that you're okay. Thank you.
How long has it been since I last saw you?
A little over a day-ish, I think.
That sounds about right.
It's hard to keep track sometimes. Did you ever get a chance to ask them about my pay? I believe I'm short a few days. A long time ago I did. And then you left. Did you ever mention it to them?
This may have slipped my mind. What was your request about?
I believe I've been shorted a few days. I feel like I've been standing around here.
How much do you get paid each day?
Don't you already know?
No, I don't. I'm not involved with my family's finances directly.
I get a few gold a day. 2, to be precise, I think is what we last had.
Is this motherfucker lying to me?
It doesn't seem to be. I mean, he is supposed to keep watch over this gate. It is really important that he be compensated well enough for doing it. So that seems about right.
You won't mind if I cast a spell in front of you, do you?
Sure, go ahead.
Don't be so enthusiastic about it. I cast Detect Magic. Is there any magic emanating from him?
From him, no. From literally everything else, yes.
Okay, I just want to see if he was bewitched at all or under some magic.
He is here to basically just work the magical devices that run the gate and not let people in when they're not supposed to be.
I hand him 1 platinum. Remember who it is that took care of you.
I have never forgotten, Master Avros. Thank you.
If you have any troubles with collecting your pay, you come see me.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I want to ask him? Oh, would I know where, because you said people have clocks and stuff. I'm sure my wealthy family has something set up as such. Do I know where this stuff is, or?
Yeah, you know where there are clocks throughout the house, so you'll know what time it is. You don't necessarily know what day it is because you know that your dad keeps the calendar. Your dad is the only person in the house.
Singular calendar?
Yes, your dad is the only person in the house who knows what day it is.
Okay.
You actually know that this has come up in fights before because your dad keeps it in his locked office, and your mother numerous times has said it's not fair. It's hard for her to keep appointments. She has to check in, or she has to try to keep an eye on the clock and try to remember where it is from what day it is currently. You've heard her have conversations well, how many days is it from today? And then she gets very anxious about watching the time. It's caused a lot of commotion, but your dad is really adamant about making sure the house runs a certain way. And he's said before that if he gave this information to her, she would just abuse it and make things worse.
Johan, are you aware of my family? Do they have a lawyer on retainer?
Of course.
How easy would it be for me to speak with this person?
I've been told you're not allowed to speak to him.
What? Who told you this?
Your father did. I thought he told you you're not allowed to communicate with the family lawyer. You've been partially disowned. You are aware of these things, right?
Yes, but he said I was allowed to use the family's resources while I was here. I didn't know it was so strict in his
He made
definition.
You sign an agreement, right?
Yes.
Well,
I don't know if it's specified I wouldn't allow to talk to our lawyer.
You know he's watching you then, right?
Am I aware of this? I don't remember. Because we didn't talk about the details of the agreement, but...
No, so in the agreement actually didn't go over this, because if you don't include something in an agreement, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
You didn't know that you're, like, originally all the rooms for, like, studying did not have any sort of monitoring stuff in them. So this is news to you that there is monitoring stuff in those rooms.
Johan, are you sure about this? There's nothing in our agreement about him observing me.
Yes, there have been a number of wizards lately who are very disappointed in not making sure to add certain things to the fine print. He's been... Look, your platinum's going to go a long way here. He has been sort of sifting through the spells that people rent research time for. He offers the research at a very profoundly discounted rate, and in exchange, he is gathering what information he can to see if the spells are useful, and then attempting to have other wizards research them himself to make sure he can get to market with the spell first.
Interesting.
I didn't tell you that, and I will be seeing a member of Thoth to make sure I don't have that memory later.
This is wise. Do you know if we have in our stock a scroll of teleportation to here?
To the estate, maybe, but I think...
Or Chrysizen in general. Is this something I could obtain quite easily?
I don't know that we have one to Chrysizen. I think there's one to the estates, and I think it's blood-bound. I don't think it's lineage-bound. So I think you should
Does
be
Arvos
fine.
know what that means? I don't know what that means.
Yes, so you would actually sort of know the difference. Your family, knowing what you know now from this overhearing, your family, like, patented this idea, at least the bloodbound idea. Lineage-bound you've not heard of before, but bloodbound is like, you can manufacture scrolls that only function to someone within the bloodline, within a certain number of steps bloodline. Like, when it thins out too much, it can no longer activate it. But within a certain strain of the bloodline, those are the only people that can activate it. And it would return you to... You'd be the only one who'd be able to cast the spell. But you're not familiar with lineage bound. You don't know how that would be different, because they sound sort of the same.
Johan, I didn't know you were so knowledgeable in the arcane arts. What is this lineage bound you're talking about? I've never heard of it.
What I've overheard your dad talking about in some of his arguments with the lawyer and some of the other wizards. Lineage bound sounds more like you can marry into a lineage bound spell, but you can also be divorced, or you can be abandoned or forced out of the family for a lineage spell.
Huh. Sounds just like my father to come up with such a restrictive magic.
No, your father was very upset. He was the reason I remember this is he was fighting lawyers because he had the patent for bloodbound spells, and he was certain that magic had to have something to do with lineage bound spells. He was very
similar but different.
Pissed to lose that.
I don't think you'd win that. Yeah,
yes.
I don't think you'd win that. So you're saying you think we have one of these bloodbound scrolls I could be allowed to use?
I don't know if you'd be allowed to use it. You'd have to find it. I don't know where Father put it, but he usually has a few of them on hand.
Well, if he's going to keep things out of the agreement about spying on me, I'm sure I can... When he said I can use the resources, I'm sure using a scroll is in that guideline.
I would assume that what you find is what you're allowed to use. So if he's accidentally left one around the house, or perhaps your mother took one with her for safekeeping and then forgot it somewhere, as she is known to do. What you find is what you find, and I won't tell if you don't.
Thank you, Johan.
You're welcome. You've always been good to me, Master Argos.
I try. I will search the house for this scroll.
Mm-hmm.
I will check like where my mother has been. I think Johan was trying to drop a subtle hint, maybe not. So I want to check like where she was being all crazy and loopy and
mm-hmm. I'm going to have you give me a perception, but this is more to see how long this takes you. You are going to be able to find one, but your father may be able to find it first. Okay. No, you will be able to beat your father to finding it as he starts noticing that you're snooping around the house. Like, he starts seeing you going into rooms after rooms, and by the time you found the scroll and you're putting it away, like, your father is, like, meeting you in that room, and he's like, "Son, what are you doing here? This is not the study."
I'm just perusing the resources of the family as agreed upon.
What did
I kind of give him, like, a squint of my eyes.
What did you take?
What does it matter? Nothing of so much value to you.
I have to keep an inventory. What did you take?
A scroll of teleportation to here. I may need to take a quick visit and come back swiftly. What is the cost of it? Do you need compensation? Are you that stretched on funds, Father, that you're worried about a simple teleport scroll?
When you let someone get away with even the smallest amount of money, everyone expects to be allowed to get away with the smallest amount of money. And then that amount starts to get bigger and bigger. If you allow a discount to one person, everyone wants a discount. And then suddenly that becomes the regular price. So everybody needs a bigger discount. And eventually you're not profiting anymore. You're paying people to take things from you. Now,
so how much do you want?
This isn't about money. You want a deal? I'll give you a deal. You need to come back here next month. I don't want to see you, but you need to come back here and see your mother. Just once. I don't care if you stick around for only a day. But I'll have no more of this. I am so fed up with your mother's behavior since you've been gone. This is obnoxious and atrocious. I have so many more things to deal with.
I'm sure. Have you been giving her the best doctors? Something's clearly has happened to her.
The problem isn't solvable by doctors.
Or clerics, whatever.
Your mother has always had some level of problems. She is a selfish woman who does not understand the value of systems.
Argos is debating whether to hold his tongue or not. I think he would. I don't think it's gonna piss off him. The real question is, while I have my father here, do I want to ask about this thing with Cassius? I mean, I know Cassius told me not to ask questions, but I mean, there's there's a subtle way to say things without like directly asking it that I think is okay.
Well, you have a high charisma. You're all about being able to word things properly.
That's true. It is low. Well, fuck it. If they're going to murder me for asking questions, I don't think Arvos can do much about it. Father, one of my companions has brought up about the group that operates here. They've met with him and...
Shh! What are you talking about? There is no group here and they would have no interest in you. You're the last thing they would ever think about being worried about, if there was such a group that did exist. Quit growing. Your ego has very clearly gotten the best of you. You left here believing that you were better than everyone else, and now here you are thinking that groups that don't exist are out to get you. This is absolutely absurd.
Is he trying to like subtly tell me like just to not talk about it, or is this like a typical thing my father to like put me down or something like that? Or
Here your father like genuinely seems to believe that you're just like going on some ego trip. Like, now you believe that everything is out to get you because you're so powerful.
But he clearly knows, like, what I'm talking about. Like,
no,
like,
he has literally no idea.
Oh.
He thinks you're just on some kind of ego trip. And that you've, like, sold yourself on, like, you were probably being followed one day and you're like, that must be the secret society that's following me.
But he knows, like, of the secret society.
Oh, yeah, he knows of the secret society. Okay. His comment about, like, if such societies existed is him saying that, yes.
All right, Father, you don't know what power I've obtained, but I am worried about this. I don't know if this will come.
Do you remember when you were 12? Do you remember telling?
Of course I do.
Do you remember telling me
such a high intellect
that you were going to be more powerful than me one day? Even then, you were a snotty little child.
I believe that day will still come. I'm not a fool, though. I know you were quite powerful, and I respect that, but you can only learn so much cooped up in here.
I've learned plenty. If you ever want to challenge me, I'll let it go. If you want a way back into the will, I'll give you a direct path to the will. Anytime you want. We can throw down in the yard. I'll sell tickets. Either you or I will become easily the at most wealthy person that this country has seen.
I have no desires to run the family business. I wouldn't want to take that over. But I also wouldn't want to see it distinguished if I were to best you.
Well,
someone needs to run it.
Then,
anyway, so
then let's not concern ourselves with comparing heights.
Yes. Plus, the size of one's magical power doesn't really matter. It's how you use it. So I've heard.
I mean, it is fundamentally true.
Thank you. So we're okay if I use this scroll? I don't want any... So wait, you're saying you want to alter our agreement? I need to be back here a month to the date?
You are able to use that scroll while you're inside of the house. It doesn't do you much good once you leave it. You're allowed to use the information while you're here. That's in the contract.
Then what use is a teleport scroll to here if I'm already here?
Well, I'm allowing you to change the agreement on the conditions that you come back here next month and you see your mother. You don't have to see me. You don't have to bother with me. You come back here, you see your mother, whatever you want, and then go on your way.
Fine, but I'll need a second scroll then.
No, this is your scroll. You use it next month.
No, I need to use it now, and I need to use another one next month.
Why do you need to use it now?
Because I have things I need to do, Father.
Be upfront with me, or we're not going to do this at all. I know you think you're the best thing.
I need to take a visit to my home in Kurzeisen for my spell book. And I need to come back here for my party.
You mean your home in Kazarum?
Shit. Yes. Yes.
You didn't bring your spell book, boy.
Not my main one. It's protected by Heracles.
You trust him?
Yes. Until I gain the power to protect it myself, I need his help.
I will do you one better. I have just such a thing that I could do. He reaches over. How long do you need?
With the spellbook?
Yes. Are you just going to grab it and come back?
Well, I had a few things I wanted to do while I was there as well.
Like what? About how much time do you need?
In Kurzeisen?
Yes.
Wait, where am I from? I'm from Kazarum. Sorry, Kurzeisen. We're in Kurzeisen. Kazarum. I don't know, maybe 10 minutes in Kurzeisen or Kazarum.
Very good. I will give you 20. And he reaches over and he takes the scroll that you have in your hand from you, and he writes down on another scroll, 20 minutes, and then he hands it to you. Read this. Oh, and hold on. And he also writes Kazarum on it, and then he hands it to you. Read this. Do what you need to do. You've got 20 minutes in Kazarum. You'll come back here. Then you can also, then when you come back, I'll give you this scroll. Fair? And then you come back next month.
Fair. Well, what am I doing here next month? Just seeing Mother?
You're coming here, seeing Mother, and then doing whatever you want after that.
You like to leave things out, Father. What am I doing here with her? Am I bringing her somewhere?
You're just coming to see her. Your mother misses you.
Something about this isn't flying with Arvis. There's something... Whoa! It's the best I could do.
Your mother has been stir crazy. Her child has left, angry with the family, and she has nothing else to take care of or to be around. Like, the help isn't someone that she's ever really been well with. She's always regarded the help as kind of like lesser human beings or lesser creatures. It's very clear that your father and she are rather distant from each other. At times, you even wonder how you came into being, considering it seemed like for much of your life, these two hated each other. And that everything between them was a business relationship of some sort. So your existence at times is kind of a mystery. I'd say probably like 99% of the time, you thought your parents hated you.
He needed an heir, and it blew up in his face.
All right, Father. How do we amend our original agreement?
It's good. Take this. You'll get this with a condition. This is my test to you. If you can come back, you'll come back in the 20 minutes. I'll give this to you. If you're not back next month, it'll be on your head. Just know, don't bother coming back after that.
Sounds fair enough. I'll take the scroll and use it to go back to Kazarim.
Okay. You have 20 minutes in Kazarim.
Basically, the spellbook thing was a lie. I just want to talk to Heracles without my father peeping in, because I'm assuming Heracles has protections there.
Yes, he does.
So I'll go to Heracles. I don't know if you want to RP this, just because I don't want to waste everyone's time. But
I want to know what you're doing, and then...
Yeah. So my goal is to let him know that my father is spying me on while I'm doing spell research. Does he advise I continue this? Also, I'll give him the details of the spell I'm working on, which is the spell I posted in the Discord. His thoughts on it, and what I should do about my father, and if I should continue doing my spell research there, or is it worth him stealing this knowledge or whatever?
It's stupid of you, if you know that he can steal from you, to let him steal. You would agree with that, right? Having something that you're working hard on is not worth giving to somebody else. You probably have a limited amount of time now. Perhaps it would be in your best interest if maybe I were to give you a hand with this one. I'm not interested in it, at least not right now, but I'd rather it not end up his property.
I agree. My worry is that I've done several days of research, so he probably has an idea of what I was doing before I was aware he was watching.
Give me here. Phil, fuck. I know the gist of things. I'll fill this. Hold on. I'll have someone. No, I don't have anyone I trust. I'll fill this out. I'll fill out what I need to. I'll make sure that he doesn't have an opportunity to steal the patent on this. That's I think.
Wait, is this a thing? Do people patent spells?
People patent spells.
Oh shit! That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea is that like a spell is only sellable as long as you own rights to the spell. So sure, you could have a copy of the spell by having learned it, but you need to substantiate how you got that spell. And if you can't substantiate how you got it, then you probably stole it. It is like pirating music in this sense. There is there's DRM for spells. Well, there's not DRM for spells. There are spells that have DRM on them, but there is not DRM for spells yet. But this is the closest.
You need to learn law magic.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to take next level. The point in that. It's interesting. Heracles, is there a way I can scry proof myself or something in the future so that this doesn't happen?
I don't have that I can afford to give to you right now.
Can I do it crudely with like silver or metals or something?
You need a lot of it around you at all times. Enough that you probably wouldn't be able to carry it.
Before I go, is there an emergency way I can talk to you with this thing, and I'll hold my necklace?
Unfortunately, not exactly. No. I will eventually be getting something upgraded for that, but it's been taking some time, and I need to make sure that it's worth it. You've done well so far. Fuck, I hate telling you people this. You've done well so far, but
You people.
yes, well, you're not my first, obviously.
But I'm your best, right?
Whatever you need to tell yourself in order to make yourself feel like continuing this. Listen, you're doing well. I just cannot waste a resource on you of this magnitude quite yet. Little more time, we should be fine.
Thank you, Reckless. Yes, that was what I wanted to consult you with. And you're sure I shouldn't be worried about that necromancer that we unfortunately disposed of?
If you've taken care of him, things should sort themselves out there in time. I'm sure your father will inevitably have some direct or indirect say in it.
Okay. Well, before I go, here are the latest notes I have for you.
Thank you.
I'll just PM you these, or you can.
Yep.
I can read it out if you want.
No, you can just PM them. That's fine.
Those are my notes.
Okay.
I've had since I last spoke with him. And I will, if he has nothing of note for me.
This is excellent. I will have some things for you when you return.
Excellent. Before I go, did you also have a chance to go through his spell books at all? Anything of note, or?
I have not had the time quite yet. I will be soon. I've lost a lot of time, and I've gained some time in other ways. When I finish this, we'll talk more. I promise.
Excellent. I suspect we'll be coming around sooner or later. Farewell.
Good luck.
And I will use the scroll my father gave.
Oh no, you don't have to use it. When you cast the spell, it is basically a duration-based teleport. So after the timer is up, you return back.
Okay, then I guess whatever time, I don't know, I guess that took up most of the time, maybe.
Yeah.
Talking with him.
All right.
I reduced one scroll to Kazaram. Oh wait, he gave me this for free, so
Correct.
I still have my scroll.
Yep.
Okay.
So now you have a scroll to go back to your home in Krizaizen.
I will add that to my character sheet. Yeah, I think that's all.
All right.
I wanted to do. I will not be doing any more spell research.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know what you want to take from that. I'm pretty sure I've done quite a bit here. I don't know. We didn't really solidify how much time was spent, but
you have done quite a bit. But this is basically going to be a patent race. I will figure out off screen what ends up happening with that, and then when you finish the research, we'll identify more about that in time.
Okay.
Because I believe you're working. It was a 5th level spell we agreed upon, right?
No. Level 7, I think.
Was it 7? I
7
thought
level.
I thought we came down a little bit on the level.
I wanted to keep it verbal only for thematical things, so I wanted to keep it higher level, maybe. Let's just double check. But so that's why I imagine the spell level's out of Aravos's reach right now, so maybe it takes longer than usual. So maybe I didn't have that much developed yet, but that's up to you. I don't know.
No, we did it up on 7. Yeah. Okay.
Because I think the highest I can do is 4 right now, so I don't know how much progress I would have made in those. I don't know how long I spent. Maybe Arvos doesn't even know how long he was spending researching either. But
all right. So the 4 of you that are at the library, you come out of the room. The door is still there. It doesn't disappear. It remains there. Is there anything else some of you wanted to do at the library? I know some people wanted to research the Spirit Mother. I believe, were you going to research things about the Mistress, Ra?
I had tried to, the last time I came to the library, and basically the Mistress was so new that there was no books yet on the Mistress. I think the only thing I would attempt to research is historical happenings of what happens when a god just like leaves and disappears
Okay.
or whatever. Like that's the next thing I think I would try to see if I can find any like record of that ever happening and like what happened to their followers when it did happen, like if I can find anything along those lines.
Okay. And then Tom, you were searching for, I'm trying to remember what we had talked about.
Well,
but I'm blanking right now, but I think that's because it was right before like the hell weeks of work started.
Yeah, so I don't think it matters anymore because essentially it was a lead as to potentially tell us about those outsiders.
Okay.
So
yes,
now that we know about them, I can just head back to the chest.
Okay. And then Mal, how about you?
Yeah, Mal. There's not really much else to determine, like, assuming that I believe what I was told that he's looked at everything, then I would just go look at the items.
Okay. Excellent. So I'm going to go over some of the research stuff. So from you, Ra, I need you to give me a knowledge history. You can attempt this any number of times that you want until you're satisfied, but it will take a significant amount of time each time you're searching. Because each check is you like scouring the library for more books that could be useful. Okay. So you find no real information. Do you want to try again?
Oh crap! I don't know if I'm going to be able to find anything. Then I can't do a ton better.
Yeah, it looks like you're +1 on this. So
yeah. So
it's up to you. If you feel like Ra feels like she can't find anything more, then she might stop.
Well, I mean, I came here with Cassius too, and I was going to attempt to help him researching his stuff. So
Okay.
I think if like my first look for my stuff like comes up with nothing, I'll then go help Cassius, and if I have some time left after that, I might like hit this back up, but I said I was going to help him, so I want to make sure I do that if I can.
So Cassius, same offer to you.
All right. I mean, I'm just gonna. I don't.
The first knowledge religion roll that you get, or knowledge arcana, your choice. You can either start looking in magic or you can start looking in religion. The first one you will get will be just your roll. The second one will be you and Ra rolling the check and seeing who gets the better result.
Well, it doesn't matter which one of them I click. So let's go ahead and cool.
Okay. Yeah, you find absolutely nothing.
Oh, I'll click the other one, Tom. I'll try to assist her on this roll.
Okay. Well, you're both rolling, and then whoever rolls higher gets assisted by the other one.
I'm making very realistic assumptions. My apologies.
God, that's a terrible roll.
That is really bad. Do you want to continue?
If she feels like there is something else that maybe she's overlooking, then we'll stay a little longer, but I don't intend to be here all day either.
Yeah,
so
I'm looking for something that is for more information, and the Spirit Mother is not a well-renowned god.
Yeah, this is my bonus to both of those, and it's not trained. Right. So if she feels like maybe she could do better, we'll stay a little bit longer, but I don't want to take up too much of her time, and I can't do any of this myself, realistically.
Give it at least one more try.
Sure.
Hopefully, if I can not roll terrible. Oh my god, that's still not very good for me.
Nope, still nothing.
Don't worry about it. No, I was gonna I mean, I didn't have too much else that I wanted to. Well, I did have other stuff, but I was gonna go visit some people, see if maybe I can find out some more information about certain things, and that was really it. I mean, I didn't want to be here too long because I didn't think I'd find much of anything myself.
Okay. All right.
Plus, I gotta go check in on Sphinx too.
So, Mal and Zeke. Zeke, you are working on this chest. Give me another knowledge arcana.
All right.
Actually, you've got ranks in spellcraft, right? Or is it knowledge arcana you have?
Yeah, I have ranks in both.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess whichever one is higher, I'll allow.
They're the same.
Okay.
Plus 10.
So nothing on it right now. I'm going to jump back and forth between you and I think Mal as we do this. So Mal, do you have Identify, or are you relying on her for Identify?
Well, I have spellcraft and I have detect magic, so I can make checks. Okay. I don't have the buff as much, so like I would like try to like figure out if I can identify any things on my own.
Okay.
And if I can't, then I'd ask her for specific help on those.
Yeah, no problem. Let me pull up some stuff. What item do you want to start with first?
I don't think I'd have any specific order on stuff. If I had it written down, there's like 8.
There's a headband. There's a headband, 2 rings, a robe, an amulet, bracers, boots, and a staff.
Yeah, the rings might be something I'm kind of curious about. So I guess I'd start with the rings. Like, if someone's making a key to something, I think the most intuitive would be like a ring or an amulet. But again, that's just like me guessing. I don't actually know if that's how he opens his chest or not. So I'd start with the jewelry, I guess.
Okay.
So I'll just
let's see. Yeah, give me one spellcraft for right now. I'll look up the first ring.
I think this section is probably a good time for me to go put the baby in bed, so I'm going to do that real fast.
I'll allow it.
You do not get the first ring.
The second ring?
You definitely get the second ring. The second ring is a scholar's ring. It basically gives you the ability to understand any written text or spoken language, even when you've never encountered before, as if you had comprehend languages. You also get a +5 competence bonus on knowledge history checks. You may also, once every 5 days, invoke legend lore related to a subject that you've been studying in the previous week, if you have attempted a knowledge history check aided by the ring.
Okay.
That's cool as fuck!
That's pretty trippy. I like that.
Yep.
So, can I ask more specifically? So, what dictates study for being able to invoke stuff like that? Is it just something that, like, I've been pretty involved in this planar stuff right now with these Zumluva, as I'm calling them. Is that like would I have to be like doing like multiple hours of study to be considered?
You need to no. You've spent multiple hours in the last week studying this. Technically, you put a lot of time into studying this.
So can I try it right now and see if
you
I can invoke?
Certainly can.
He's too eager to let you try it. Don't do it.
I think Mal would be just as eager to try it, knowing what this can do, knowing the information he can get on this stuff.
Uh-oh, you're gonna summon the demon.
Hang it out again.
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have to specify anything, or does it just work off what I've been studying?
So here's the thing. It doesn't change the casting time for legend lore.
Let me look up. Is that
the spell? So here's how this works. Legend lore brings to your mind legends about an important person, place, or thing. If the person or thing is at hand, or if you are in the place in question, the casting time is only 1d4 plus 10 times 10 minutes. If you have only detailed information on the person, place, or thing, the casting time is 1d10 days. And the resulting lore is less complicated and specific. If you know only rumors, the casting time is 2d6 weeks, and the resulting lore is vague and incomplete.
Oh, I see. So it enables me to cast the spell, and this is a completion item, or is this a just straight up allows casts?
This allows casting. It says once every 5 days, the wearer can invoke a legend lore spell related to a subject that she's been studying.
But it still takes a long time.
Yes, you still have to utilize it. So,
if the person or thing is at hand, or if you are in the place.
I would rule that right now it would be one. No, it would be 1d10 days if you wanted to attempt it.
Okay. And then, which is hilarious because I could start doing it here and just go off into like the fucking. But all right, I'll just for so I don't get sidetracked too much. I'm just gonna do this.
Hold on. Now do you understand why though? When we were having that conversation, I was being deliberately vague about hand waving over the items.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. I'm just gonna roll. Is it okay if I just roll all my spellcasts?
That is fine if that's what you want to do. I just want to play it in the order that we need to play it.
All right, so, amulet.
Okay. Amulet.
Bracers.
1 sec. Hold on. I want to give Tom an opportunity to give me a spellcraft / knowledge arcana on his side.
All right.
And then you missed the amulet. You got the bracers, so the bracers. Tom, you are able to figure out that at least one of the protections is definitely arcane lock, but there is some other abjuration on this. So if you can figure out the second one, you'll probably be able to figure out how you can open this safely. Or that like if you think you could break into it, maybe you could just bust the chest open. But you don't, like, the other abjuration on there could be making this harder to bust into the chest.
Right.
So.
Yes, I would keep trying to figure out the other one.
So, since Dan got a second one, I'm going to have you give me a second one, and I'm going to look up the bracers for Dan. Okay, so you get nothing on that one yet. Oops, that is not the bracers. All right, Dan, the bracers are bracers of Seducer's Bane.
What?
Seducer's Bane.
Yep.
All right.
This slender silver bracelet is worked in an intertwined design of 3 flowers. A DC 20 knowledge nature check identifies the flowers. The bracelet grants the wearer a +5 competence bonus on sense motive checks, a +5 resistance bonus on will saves against enchantment effects. If the wearer makes a successful will save against an enchantment, the caster of that spell incorrectly senses the effect has succeeded. Additionally, the bracelet's wearer knows an enchantment targeted him and the enchantment's source. Seducer's Bane creates an aura on the wearer visible to detect magic, matching the failed enchantment spell or effect, and lasting as long as the intended enchantment's duration. However, if the bracelet's wearer attacks the caster or its allies, or otherwise acts in a way that's contradictory to the failed spell's effect, the caster of that spell immediately realizes the enchantment was ineffective.
That item is fucking sick as hell. I want that shit.
It's a good thing no one in our party cares about sense motive.
And
right?
isn't it easily the best item that someone in his position could possibly have?
Oh, that's hilarious. It's a bracelet, by the way. Not
bracelet. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay.
I did type it in here, though, as bracers. So.
Is that an actual slot?
It is the bracer slot. Bracer bracelet is the same slot.
Okay.
It is the wrist slot. This is why I want my equipment location sheet on this character sheet.
Yeah, I really like that you did that. It's really cool.
Okay. And we can just go back. You let me know.
What do you want next?
We're going back. Let's try the staff.
Okay. Let me pull up the staff.
I'm not going to get that unless it's like a DC 1.
And then, Tom, go ahead and give me your spellcraft. Ooh, excellent. The other spell that is on this is... One sec. I need to... I should have written these down, but I've had no time to fucking do this. And it's 3rd level. Okay. The other one is a selective alarm spell.
Ooh.
And now that you're looking at this selective alarm spell, you also notice that the arcane lock has some like familiar signaturing or like some familiar patterning as you're kind of looking at this. I'm assuming like Dan is kind of describing things periodically as he's got his detect magic going. So you would recognize some of the stuff, and you've seen like stuff like this before. I keep forgetting at times that you're not actually a spellcaster and don't have detect magic. But you're pretty sure like what would happen here is he has the ability to open and close this without triggering the alarm at will. But otherwise it's gonna like make a really loud noise potentially. Or maybe it would just ring in his head, one of those two things, and it's going to be hard to break into. But otherwise this seems to be the only magic on it. But you know that it's actually, because it doesn't have a lock on it, it probably wouldn't be terribly difficult for anyone that was proficient at disabling devices to get in. Or you could just try to brute force your way in, because it doesn't look like it's going to damage you if you did it that way.
Well, I don't know if I want to set off this alarm just in case it is incredibly loud.
Okay. Then the other thing that you would need is either a Dispel Magic or a Knock spell. Probably the Dispel Magic to get rid of both effects on the chest.
Yeah, and I'd seen Arvos cast those, so
yeah.
I'll see if I can ask him about doing that next time I see him.
Okay. All right. Dan, go ahead and give me a... What do you want to do next?
So if I have it correct, there's only a headband and a robe left?
There is a headband and a robe left. Oh, no, a headband, a robe, and... You did boots already. Yeah.
Oh, I did not do the boots.
Okay. Headband, robe, and boots. So go ahead and give me all three of those in what order you want them, and say it before you roll them.
Boots, headband, robe.
Okay, go for it.
Go alphabetically.
Boots, headband, robe. Let me look up the headband. You may have gotten the headband, but I'm not sure.
And I'm rolling my...
Yep.
Just gotta have a roleplay moment with wife of my my old partner here.
Well, she's not going over them yet, so...
Right. I at least identified a few of them as a test. To make sure she actually knows what she's doing.
Why is this item not coming up? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, you do not identify the headband.
Okay.
All right. So she is willing to take a look at them if you'd like. So starting with the first ring that you failed, she will tell you that that is a Ring of Protection 2. Well, a level 2 Ring of Protection is how it is referred to here. Oh, shit. She will tell you that the amulet, she is 100% certain, is a level 2 Amulet of Natural Armor. She does not know what the staff is. She does not know what the boots are. Jesus Christ.
She's the best.
She does not know what the headband is. Fuck. Sometimes this die is really
Cassie
bad.
is locking up our identify user.
And she does not know what the robe is. Holy shit, those were some terrible identify rolls.
We did it, guys.
Alright. Halfway there.
Alright, so where is Aravos going after his conversation.
Oh, true. I guess if I know the city well enough to find an adequate lodging, I guess. I don't want to like drain my money, but I don't want to stay in any shitty places either.
Okay. It's really up to you. You can kind of pick a number and pay that for the most part.
Okay.
You know enough about these places, and you know some places that like the party wouldn't without very specifically being steered there. So you can kind of pick a number and pay it, but it is relative in terms of security. So the more money you spend, the safer you are. And the minimum for like a minimum level of safety is like 5 silver around here. And that would be like getting a lock on your door.
Okay. I think I would try to find the party and get a confirmation of how long we plan on staying here before I...
Okay, well you definitely know that Mal and Zeke are probably... you know where Sphinx is, and you know that Mal has been with Baran? No, not Baran.
Boya.
Bombaquat.
No, stop.
I think it's Boya.
Boria, yep. I don't know
I think I'd want to try to go find Sphinx.
Okay. Yeah, so you can head back to the inn that she's staying at. And the innkeeper will tell you that you cannot see her right now. You are not the one called Cassius.
This is preposterous. I am one of her closest friends and allies.
I have been told she is engaged in serious spell production, and it is best that she not interfere.
I am an expert in such matters. Perhaps I could assist her.
Sir, I don't think you understand.
I don't think you understand. You know who I am.
No.
I would expect a commoner like you to know. I'm Arvo Salamander. Now please show me to her room.
Sir, I don't think you know who I am.
Oh,
and he strokes his beard for a moment.
Do I know who this guy is?
Yes, he is taking a few steps down from your father. He is probably one of the more powerful spellcasters in this town.
Oh, gee.
He owns a magical establishment designed to give spellcasters the ultimate level of privacy and the ultimate level of security.
So I must have lost my senses. I didn't recognize you I've been in deep study. You must forgive my ignorance.
I assume so.
I would know his name, right?
You would know his name to be... I have this in my old notes, but... Oh, no,
it's okay.
I did not take down his name. That's fine. It does nothing.
It's spellbound and you could kill yourself.
And then he asks you to save or die.
Not to be confused with skate or die.
Regardless, I would address him by his name and apologize for forgetting his face.
I'll get him one later.
And I was looking for such a place for privacy for spellcasters. How much is it for? Do you know how long Sphinx has rented her room for?
She is here for the week.
Can I get the same?
Sure. That was 100 platinum, I believe, right?
I think it was like
yeah.
It was 10 platinum per night, right? Something like that.
No, it was 10 plat per night. I thought you said 10 gold.
What?
Yeah.
I pay
a freaking gold mine?
No, Cassius paid for this so that no one would be. It would be almost impossible for anyone to interrupt her spell research.
Holy
and because I don't need people scrying on what she's doing either.
Mal had to basically go to Cassius and tell Cassius to go let Sphinx know about the dinner plans, and that almost fucked up the work that she was doing.
You must forgive me. I did not realize such a price. My family has not extended their wealth to me. Given, I'm sure you've heard of the circumstances.
Yeah, you're not a king.
Whoever you are, your family's wealth. You don't look like you're from wealth. Where's your staff?
You must know of the salamanders, no?
No, you're not one of them.
Of course I am.
They have no children any further. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
They have no children any further. There's official record.
Sorry,
There's official record that they have no children.
they must have amended it. Clearly their son.
Yes, clearly.
If you
Can
were
I-
clearly
has
their
he
son,
been-
then I would know of you.
Can I tell if he's been... Ooh, his mind has been messed with or something?
You already know this. You were literally told this earlier in this session when God damn it. When Johan told you that you've been disowned.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me I was wiped from the memories.
No,
of
you're
people.
not wiped from the memory. He is not going to acknowledge that you are a salamander because
he's
you are
just,
not a
playing
salamander. Yes.
Oh, he's playing.
They have
an
no children
arrogance
anymore,
card.
or
Correct.
whatever he said.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, he said anymore.
My charisma makes me misunderstand the situation as well. Well, perhaps not officially, but I am. You know this. Anyways, it's no matter.
I don't
do you have
think
something
anyone
on-
would fake that kind of circumstance.
Yes. Well, if you know my father, you can understand my decisions.
From what I hear, it's mutual.
Your power gives you this that I cannot say. I will hold my tongue. But do you have something a little more in my price range that is still adequate?
Name your price range and your expectations, and we'll see what I have.
For privacy, at a minimum, I'm willing to expend with 50 platinum for the week, if that is doable.
Done. You will not get access to the greatest of our resources, but you will be safe and you will be quiet.
And I have some minimum resources. I can do some minor spell research or something, or...
You will have some minor resources, yes.
All right, I will do.
Okay.
I'll hand him the...
Got any
50
zero-level
plat-
spells you wanna research?
Well, I would imagine I could just take notes on the spell I was developing at all, or...
Yeah, well, you have a
something
desk and
minor.
stuff like that. You don't have access to like the library that comes with the mini library that comes along with the 100.
Yeah,
10
mechanically,
10
it probably does nothing. Thematically, I just want him to be working on that spell.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe be able to.
And you
start-
are essentially uninterruptible. He offers the same privilege with that. You tell him who is allowed in. If you say no one will be able to get to your room without saying your name first and foremost, and then you will have to still have approved them.
Oh, yes, that's fine. Then no one. I will choose no one, and if they need me, if I can approve them, if I get some sort of magical ping.
No,
Oh, someone just comes to my door and asks me about it.
no,
Oh, then how do I approve the person?
you don't. You approve them right now. If you don't approve them right now,
Oh, I thought
no
you
one
were
gets
saying I
through.
could approve them.
No, you
afterward.
pre-approve them. As Spinks has
Oh.
with Cassius, you would have to
I
do
approve
for other people.
only you. Haha, just kidding. My whole party, and I'll list them all.
Okay. Very good then.
And then I'll chill in the room.
Okay. All right. And Cassius and Ra. I'm assuming, where do you both head after your several hours, longer maybe, in the library?
Did you have anything that you needed help with, or?
Are you very knowledgeable in history?
Well, let's find out. No.
Then probably not. I'm probably done here.
Yeah, I'm also going to be done here. I gotta go make the rounds, see who's out to kill me this time. Check and see if people are still alive. You know, the huge.
Okay. Where are you going?
I suppose I'll take some back streets. First of all, if my mother's still alive and if she's here, I'll go visit her.
Okay. Well, you're on your way since you said you're taking back streets.
Yeah.
You are going to get choked off as you're walking. You're pretty sure someone is following behind you, and then you turn a corner and someone is there. So you decide to turn the other way, and someone is also there. He disappeared for about 20 minutes. What happened?
I don't know. I don't talk to him regularly.
Make sure he does not leave here again.
I don't know what he does. I try not to
Well,
keep up
you
with
need
him.
to figure out what he does. He needs to not leave.
That's so.
If it's gonna be our ass, we're gonna make sure it's also your ass.
Oh, you're answering to a higher power now too?
Who isn't? Do you think we would be doing this if we had a choice?
I don't know what kind of resources or anything that he has, so no, maybe. I'm gonna guess your answer you want is no, correct?
Want whatever answer you're thinking.
I don't know much about him, so I'm gonna guess no.
Fine. Look, the deal is simple. Make sure he doesn't leave. Otherwise, there will be hell to pay. You're lucky you were in that temple when all this went down.
That's so?
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it out.
I don't know what you want from me. Like, I know what you want from me, but I don't know what else you want me to say.
We're done here. Just get better eyes on him. And they kind of smoke away. And you can head off to try to find your mother.
Were there any distinguishable, like, anything distinguishable?
They are never distinguishable when they meet this way. They are dark upon dark upon dark.
So that's all I've got to go off of then.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Ra, what are you doing in the meantime?
I think I want to ask around the temple and see if there's anyone local who's like within, like someone who's like within the religious community. So I'm not looking for anyone who like worships any like specific god, just someone who like does, and is like, basically I'm like, who's like the oldest person you know, like trying to see if there's anyone around who might be old enough to have any like actual knowledge or experience of having like gods like disappear.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're kind of pushing on this, and so I want you to give me a knowledge religion here.
Okay. Let's see if I can not roll. Oh my.
Not roll that?
Your god has left you. You have no power here.
Jake.
Okay. So you are basically, this is actually how this needs to work. You are feeling entirely helpless, worthless, and confused. Every person you've gone to has been just an utter disappointment of information. Every book you've looked at has led you to nothing. I feel like even though you've been listening to the words of the mistress, like something about her still just doesn't sit with you, which keeps you on this quest. And you've noticed that even that feeling of the mistress whispering in your ears doesn't seem to be softer. Like normally you get that feeling, like, you know, that feeling you get when someone's face is close to yours but right behind you, and like coming up behind you, and like right before they whisper you can kind of feel and hear the softness of their breath kind of there. The mistress has, since you've been thinking about following her, you've had that kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But as you've been doing a lot of this, that feeling has been kind of like pulling back from you. And I think in this moment, you really feel like there is nothing except for you. And as you reach this point of just utter and complete loss, an older woman lays a hand on your shoulder. What is your issue, young one?
I don't know what to do. I feel so lost. I don't know where to go from here.
The choices are yours. There is no right. There is no wrong. There is only what we understand. That is all the choice that we can make. Wouldn't you say that understanding is probably more valuable? Knowing is probably more valuable to you in your beliefs than not. You understand how this works, that this will hold together for as long as it can. You understand that it is more about what you keep in your heart than what it is that is above. I myself waver just as you have. No one has been closer to her than I. No one. And for that I have been rewarded. But a long time ago, a very, very strange man once told me, in an indirect way, that I am nothing like who I was, and that makes me better than who she is. And then I didn't understand what he meant, but I understand now. Shashad and I are like one and the same, but we are also different. We both believe in freedom, in understanding, and in life. I would not want the pursuit of knowledge or the protection of knowledge to stop anyone from... I'm sorry. I would not want anything to stop anyone from the pursuit of knowledge or the protection of knowledge. And that is your goal, is it not, child?
Yes, I mean, it always has been.
Then perhaps you don't need to change your path. Perhaps you need to acknowledge that your path is clearer than ever.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Why did you choose to follow Sashat, to protect knowledge, to fight for knowledge?
I mean, that's where I grew up and what my tribe was all about, and you know, and then some lack of knowledge led to close people dying, and it just seemed the right thing to do to make sure that people always had the knowledge they needed to not die to lack of knowledge.
Your quest still leads you to the same place. Why do you need the words in your ear to know the right direction to go?
I guess I can understand that.
Very good, Rakshasha. Very good. And she turns and walks away. And sort of like fades away as she walks away. That was not me. That was me deliberately mispronouncing your name, by the way.
Okay.
Just to clarify to the two people who might know what I was doing there. Okay. So Aravos is doing research. So Zeke's not going to be able to find Aravos. Or no, I guess Zeke could, maybe, eventually. But I don't know. Zeke doesn't really know. Zeke already knows that you declined to stay at that inn. So no one really knows where you're at.
I mean, I'm staying at that inn, right?
Yeah, but he's not going to tell you that Aravos has started staying there. And you're not likely to run into each other because of the way the rooms are set up. So I feel like it's a few days are probably going to pass either way. And I think she'll try again on the items.
Yeah, I imagine her and I are just taking breaks because I also, I did mention I wanted her to potentially look at my schematics, and if she's as insightful as Boria said, I would like to see what her insights on the armor I'm trying to create are.
She doesn't feel like so with regard to the armor, she doesn't feel is competent there.
Okay.
She's not an engineering type. Okay. She can tell you that the metal is very noisy.
Mm-hmm.
That it doesn't sing a tune. It like hums in a harmonious symphony of nonsense. But going back over the items that are left. Hold on. You're doing them in the order that they're on the list?
Yep.
So the staff, the boots, the headband, and then the robe?
Yep.
You do not get the staff. You do not get the boots. I don't know. Actually, you botched that, so I think I give you different boots. That's how this will work. Let me see what the original boots are, and I will...
I think that's for making it. I think for identifying.
No, this is something I'm sort of house ruling here, because I think the idea is that like you're looking at the magic, and it will be something similar. So you will notice like what the magic is and misperceive what the magic is. This is... So you notice that these give off some measure of an AC bonus that is insight related. So these must be like some kind of insightful boots. So you get a partial property of this that does exist, but it's not necessarily in the way that it actually is. So they're a +2 bonus to insight. +2 bonus to AC, a +2 insight bonus to AC. The 21 on the headband, I think, is still not enough. And the robe, I think, is also still not enough.
What does she get?
Hang on, I will give you hers. I just need to pull up the robe. Yeah, that's what I thought. Can I not get a bunch of 4s and 3s and 5s this time?
I mean, I can't get above 10s, so...
Oh, fuck. So the first one is the staff. And the staff is... She might have got this.
The Staff of Time.
No. That does not exist in the world right now. The staff is a staff of authority. It counts as a dual-sided +1 quarterstaff. And it can use forced quiet, interrogation, and oppressive boredom.
I love those names.
This guy is a special man. His damn halls are so fucking quiet.
And then, let's see, that was the staff. She's going to assume you got the boots.
If Maldronicus can misidentify on botches, shouldn't you roll them in secret?
No.
So then,
no. This is something I don't mind people knowing, is that they have it wrong as long as I'm giving them some aspect of it that's correct. It will be surprised when the item has an effect on them they didn't expect. She still does not get the fucking the headband, and lastly the robe. Okay, so she gets the robe. The robe is a robe of the Archmagi. And she will inform you that black means it is only wearable by evil characters. Well, it can be worn by non-evil characters. It's just very, very punishing.
So now we get to play Pin the Tail on the Donkey. This only fits one person from what Kandor told us.
A robe of the Archmagi gives a +5 armor bonus to AC, spell resistance of 18, a +4 resistance on all saving throws, and +2 enhancement bonus on cast level checks made to overcome spell resistance. And it will be very hard to sell if you want to sell it. Because there aren't a lot of people that want to go around buying black robes of the Archmagi because it basically says something about you.
Fortunately, we can't sell it because no one in our party could use this device.
So let's do one more day of this. So give me one more round of checks. One for the staff, one for the headband, and that's it. I think.
Wait, this isn't fair. Dan gets the drop for the chest I need in both games? What the fuck is this? Because you look confused. You got the chaperones in Poe, and now you got that chest in...
That's still not enough for the headband.
I can't roll above a 10.
This is crazy.
I literally can't roll above a 10.
And neither... Oh my god! That was another 5 on the headband. I've rolled only 5s on this stupid fucking headband.
Just put it on.
Okay.
Can I take 20 on any of these? How long does it take to take 20?
You cannot take 20 on these. You only get one shot at them for a day, and there's a penalty for failure.
Okay.
Put it on.
Oh yeah.
After a certain number of days, after a certain amount of time, Spinks finishes the gun. Zeke will finally be able to find Aravos. I'm assuming at that point, because people are going to start looking for people. What is Ra? Or no, let me jump back to Cassius real quick though, because I forgot what you were doing. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Cassius, you make your way to your old home. There is a note on the door when you arrive. And this note kind of wasn't visible from a distance. You notice it only became visible as you got in front of the door. And it says, "I'm not here. I had to go. But I'll be back as long as he's still here."
Oh my god.
Signed, Mother, The word mother.
Yikes. It's a big yikes.
Hey, Ryan. Thanks for giving me your mom as an NPC. I'll use her.
You're welcome. That's cool. I'll go ahead and throw that down and shoot at it real quick, and then walk off.
Yeah, as you throw it down and shoot it.
Oh yeah. Do I have the weapon at this point?
No, because this.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't shoot it. But as you throw it down, it will like disappear anyway.
Cool. I'm gonna take a look around inside and see if everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah, everything here is clean in its usual place. It looks as if, like, your mother just left. There's no signs of a struggle. There's no signs of forced entry. Everything is as it was. Clean and in its place. Just the way they usually do it.
I guess it's gonna take one to defeat one. So I'm going to go find some of my shady contacts and see in thieves can't. I don't know that, but if they can give me any information about this shadow organization.
Okay, so you go back to one of your buddies who helped you get out of here initially. You head to the tavern where he frequents. And as soon as you come in, you can spot that he's spotted you. You go on over and take a seat.
I'll order something and order him whatever he's drinking.
What the fuck are you doing here? We talked about this.
You don't seem happy to see me.
Why would I be? I told you there would be consequences.
Yep. And that's why I'm here specifically.
I can't be solving all of your problems, man.
I know.
What do they want?
You ever heard of the salamanders?
Of course.
I'm assuming there's not too many people around us, right?
No. There's always like a safe distance around wherever he is.
Makes sense. What you know about their kid?
They disowned him some time back. I guess he left town, claimed he was going to be better than them, or at least that's the story that goes around.
That explains a little bit. Because he's been traveling with us lately, and some people have taken an interest in him.
I haven't heard word of that. Seems strange that anyone would take interest in a disowned kid. I'd expect it if maybe he were part of the family. There'd be some value in that. But why wouldn't they just pick him up themselves? They're not interested in, are you supposed to deliver him somewhere?
Supposed to... Well, he's not supposed to make it out of the town.
It's a weird request.
Yeah. I'm sure they've got nothing but good things prepared for him. But, yep. We're supposed to leave town, minus one party member.
So all you have to do is leave separate from him, and he needs to stay behind.
Yeah. But, you know these evil types. It's never that simple.
Did they give you a time range?
They said the end of the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Till the end of the month.
Hmm. Did you know that there are spells that take days to cast?
Never really thought much about it.
Did you know that the longer a spell takes, often the more powerful it is?
Makes sense. Speaking of which, you wouldn't happen to know of any spells that would make somebody leave for about 20 minutes or so, do you? They did give me the time frame on it, right?
Well,
Okay.
for a little while. They didn't give you an exact time
For a
frame,
little
but for a
while,
short while.
yeah.
There's extra dimensional space or other spells that can take you somewhere else for a little while. They were specialized by a group of gnomes in the old city of Akunsant a long time ago.
Based on personal experience, I would reckon that it's probably not extra dimensional space, but you know more than I would.
Still not as much as sometimes I feel like I did. Like I need to anyway.
So, side note, how's the family?
The family is doing fine. Keeping it together like usual.
That's good.
I hear
when
yours
my mom-
was doing pretty well until recently as well.
Yeah, when she gets back, I'll let you know how she's doing.
You don't have to let me know. You can keep it to yourself.
All right.
What are you back here for, though? Really?
I mean, reason we was back here is already taken care of. For now, we're kind of stuck here for the time being until we figure out a solution.
Well, yeah, you were supposed to stay gone.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes there's things that are bigger than you.
I'll find out what I can. Where are you staying?
I'll give him the name of the inn that I'm staying in. I can't remember offhand what
It is the... I almost wanted to say Tricky Staff, but that's definitely not it. It is the Jade Rune House.
Jade Rune House.
Safe place.
Safest, as far as I know.
Very disconnected. One of the few neutral spaces left.
Been trying to get as much sleep as I can.
I'll keep you up to date as soon as I've got something.
Sounds good. Is there anything I could do for you? Probably not much, but
we'll determine the value of this once I figure out what's happening.
Sounds good. It's much appreciated, and I'll kind of do one of those, and then
Good luck.
I'll kind of gesture to the bartender and see what he's got on his bill.
Okay, you can take care of it, no problem.
I'll cover what our drinks and what he's got on there for right now, and then make my way out.
Okay. By around day 3, you'll get some answers to things.
Day 3, which is actually like day 6, right?
Well, I mean,
total?
from where Spinks gets things completed, right around then.
Okay, yeah.
Ra, is there anything else you want to do in that meantime?
Not like specifically. I think I just spend some downtime in my room mulling shit over and eventually meet up with other people, see what everyone's up to, if they need help with anything.
Okay.
I don't have any like other solo things I want to go out and do at the moment.
You act like your god's given up on you. Oh.
At actually about that time, part of what brings you all together is the innkeeper actually reaches out to Cassius and to Arvos and says that there is and to Ra And I guess Zeke, you're staying there as well. So would you have given him a list of people that would have been allowed to, that he'd have been allowed to let you know are here to see you?
Yeah.
Okay. So all of you will be told that. Hold on, let me pull this up. That someone by the name of Pierre is here to speak to you.
That's a hard man to find.
Pierre.
Mal, you were staying with. Okay.
Yeah, I'm staying. I'm just using his forge to try and finish my armor every day,
Yep.
and
By about
I'm
this
not as
point, by about this point, you would also finish your armor.
Okay.
Pierre, where have you been? We
I
were looking for you.
have a lot of things here that I must take care of. When I come in, very hard to check the horses and the cart. Also, very difficult to avoid running into old friends, you might say. Wouldn't you,
Well.
Cassius? Old friends.
Yeah. Know all about that.
Aravos is specifically, after the whole Cassius thing, is like, what is this all about?
I'm guessing that it's probably exactly what I think it is. But
You know what they say. Everybody's mother is always interested in their kids, you know?
and what's your mother think of you?
Whoa,
My-
Cassius. Why?
My mother's been gone for a while, but I believe she loved me. But there are many other people whose mother's love is maybe a bit too strong. Some of them have trouble letting go.
You met my mother, Pierre? She's quite ill. If you're cracking any jokes.
I
not
mean
appropriate.
nothing. I mean no ill will about your mother. I promise. It's good to see all of you are doing well. When the time comes, I will be able to take those who are ready to leave to leave.
Pierre, you're speaking way strangely. What do you mean?
When
What
we're
do you mean,
ready.
those that are ready to leave? We will all be ready to leave. I don't understand your words.
Yes, quite.
And I'm the one with the low intelligence.
Pardon me, Cassius.
Oh, sorry. I said
was that?
and that was a crack about how I'm the one with the low intelligence. It was a reference to a thing that you weren't involved in earlier, but
Oh, one of those inside jokes I've heard
Yes.
so much about. Okay, yes, I don't. Speaking
Yes, it
of
was-
jokes, Ra, have you heard the joke about Thoth?
No.
Exactly.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh, that
Now I
brings
really
so
wanna
much
kill
joy to my
Arvos.
heart. Oh, thank you.
Now I just want to kill him myself. I'm so
I was-
mad at you.
I'm sorry. I was cooped up in my room, and the resources weren't really there to develop a spell. But I've been thinking about religion, and yeah, it just came to me.
Oh, that
We
is
should write some comedy.
fantastic.
to this thing.
Oh.
I really want to punch you in your face right now.
Don't get mad. It was just a joke.
Thank you.
But yes, are we all done with the Sphinx has created your gun, and are we ready to go? What are we waiting around here for?
Well, like I need some of your help, Arvos.
Oh, really? Zeke, I thought you weren't a fan of the casters of spells. What do you need help with?
We're just standing in the middle of the inn, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
So mysterious, all of you. I like it.
Perhaps we should find out what Mal is doing.
Yes, where is our fearless leader?
Hanging out in the house.
You don't already know.
Is that at me, Cassius?
Oh no, sorry, that was towards Pierre.
Oh, sorry, I take all of your aggressive comments to me, naturally.
I'm confused. I don't understand why. Simply because one has links to things they might not... Simply because one has an extended family does not mean that he is aware of where his children are.
Okay, this shit's getting weird. Can I get another sense motive? Like,
No,
this is so weird.
You know that something weird is going on, and it's bothering you that you can't figure it out.
Now I'm confused. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, I know out of character.
Some kind of conversation right now is going on between Cassius and Pierre, and there's something about it that like has some level of shadiness to it. But since you don't have enough details, you can't exactly piece out what it is.
Yeah.
You were all so strange. Can we just go and get Mal and start getting out of here? This place has outgrown me. I remember why I left those many years ago.
Well, there's room on the cart for the 5 of you, so...
Arvos does a quick count. What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Shall we go?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, let's go find Mal. This is
Pierre, that's rude. Cassius needs a spot too. Let's go.
Alright, you all head back to the forge. Mal, the party arrives. As you are like trying your last try, or this try on this headband, and it just still is not fucking working.
Alright, Arbos, this is what I was talking about over here. The chest. It has alarm and an arcane lock on it.
Interesting. Well, Arvos cracks his knuckles. Let's give it a whirl. And I'll cast Dispel Magic.
You cast a level check. That's not built in there.
God damn it. Keep forgetting to do that. Ooh.
Not like that. You want to give me another one?
He kind of shakes it off. Ugh, this is magic. He was powerful. Let's give it another whirl.
A little bit rusty, you know.
Still not.
Ooh.
It's a high-level caster.
Arvos cracks his neck. Well, I don't know. Am I allowed to keep trying, or you tell me?
You're allowed to keep trying.
Sure you don't want Sphinx to try?
If she has it memorized, perhaps both of us giving it a go may prove worthwhile. Power.
Do I still have spell points left?
Yeah, no, you do not have spell points left, because you like just finished the item a little bit ago.
Oh, no, I just thought that she did all his casting for him.
Cassius, this is not the time for your wise remarks.
Jeez, what is your total bonus? 7, right? Because it's cast level?
Yeah, cast level 7.
Yeah, it's going to take you quite a bit here.
Do you want me to just keep rolling?
Let me make sure I'm doing this right, but I'm pretty sure it's versus their cast level, right?
It's a formula. I don't remember what it is.
But I can.
You may compare the spell with the highest caster level, DC 11 plus the spell's caster level.
Yeah.
Which is worded weirdly.
No, it's 11 plus the spell's caster. Yeah.
Yeah, not his caster level, it's the spell's caster level.
Well, you cast a spell usually at your caster level.
Yeah. Because if
well, I mean, like...
No, that's important because it's at the time the spell was cast, not at what the current level of spellcaster is. So if I cast the spell when I'm 5th level, if I cast like Arcane Lock when I'm 5th level on a chest, but I become level 8, the Arcane Lock is still only at the level at which the spell was cast when it was cast.
Hmm.
So it's still only 5. So, the 21 is going to come up short. You can get this, but you're going to need to burn through some spell points. And I want to see if you can get it in the day. So if you want to keep trying, you can keep trying until you run out of spell points. Or until you break it.
Would, yeah.
Okay. So you break one of them.
Oof, but is it only temporary, or do I know it's permanent? Because I don't know if I'm going to keep trying. I'm just going to get stuck at breaking the one spell.
The temporary, though, hold on.
I think it's only to objects. It's temporary.
Oh yeah, it's for 1d4 rounds.
All right, so I mean, if you get the alarm, I'll just break it open because that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
This works as targeting the highest spell. Do you remember what spells were on it?
The alarm is the highest spell.
Okay. The alarm is off, but the arcane lock is on. You have a few minutes to work here if you want to
Rounds,
force
right?
it.
Yeah. A few
So
seconds.
What is a
Wait,
round,
so
Cassius?
6 seconds. Huh?
You're gonna just make attacks, or
You can either make an attack or give me a strength check to try to force it open.
Sorry, I found about rounds in these books I was reading.
all right, I'm raging then.
Okay.
Just that's raging.
Ugh.
Oh yeah! Get it, Zeke!
Actually, real quick, Aravos, give me a d4 roll to see how many rounds you got.
Okay. 2
Okay.
rounds.
So you can try one more time. Don't roll like a bitch.
I got plus 7 to my strength. Come on.
Oh!
Yeah! You bust it open, and like gold and platinum roll around the floor everywhere. As well as a few other things. Let me get this open here.
You vile fireballs fly.
I avoid touching any of this.
There are 387 platinum, 1,770 gold, 220.
Steve, the fucking thing takes so long to fucking open.
Here, well, I'll hold on. I'll do it this way.
Yeah, it's honestly easier if you just write it out, because that way I can let the fucking sheet load. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I typed in 387. You mean, what are you typing? I said I typed in 387. And it's like, wait, are you sure you want to type in 3? Yes.
There is an assortment of gems.
And lots of artwork.
Oh yeah! Lots of unfinished artwork.
Ooh, a nice shell worth 13 GP.
Is it easy to liquidate any gems in this town?
Yes. If you want to turn them to gold, you can. If no one wants to specifically keep the gems.
Does anyone want any of the gems?
No.
I'm just gonna liquidate them. It's easier on the sheet that way. So we got 350.
That is what he had in there.
His evil gems.
I wouldn't put it past him to put some further traps on this. Hold on. And I detect magic on the coins.
Nope, the coins are not magical, nor are the gems.
It is safe.
Also, around this time, you will have a piece of paper in your pocket, Arabos, now that you've come out of your room.
Is anyone particularly looking at me?
No, everybody's kind of looking down at the money that's kind of rolled on the floor.
I will, as stealthily as I can, remove it from my pocket and like glance at. Like I don't want to like put it by face and read. I want to like look down and kind of read it, like not like obviously reading something.
The first line says, "You could have told me the books were fucking trapped."
I did. We did. He said, like, "Oh, did you try reading them?" I'm like, "Yeah, it exploded." He's like, "Oh, explosive runes." He told me that. We talked about that.
But you didn't tell him the rest of the books were enchanted.
Oh, I didn't know. You should have assumed. Come on, where's his hint on that?
Huh? This is again. He is a low wisdom character, so he might like know a lot of stuff, but he doesn't think before he does like a lot of the actions that he does. I thought I've been playing that up pretty well. That he's a low charisma.
My wisdom is
spellcaster.
13, so I would facepalm at this, right? Like,
yes.
Be like, oh, I would fall for that too. Like, I would have known that.
Yeah.
Okay. So just like
but then after that, he says there's a good amount of valuable but terrible stuff in these books. These books are disgusting. He goes like on a paragraph-long rant about how shitty necromancy is.
Well, yeah, he's preaching to the choir. I hate necromancy too, so I'll read every word. I agree. It's like, yes.
But he also says there's some pretty valuable divinatory stuff in here, as well as some stuff that is not usually available to other people. It took a while to decipher some of it. But most importantly is this book on law. I think I might be able to utilize it to help things out here. This is the first time one of these books has actually made it outside of the major cities. And I think I can put this to great use to help us out. I owe you a debt for finding... I owe you a debt of gratitude for finding these, and for lesser people, I would probably just tell them there was nothing of value and move along. But you've done well, and you've got more to do. When I next see you, I will share what I can, and I will reward you for the rest.
Arvo just kind of like nods after reading it and tucks the note away.
Okay. All right. So this is where we're going to wrap up for tonight.
Oh, is there something I could do real quick before I forget?
What do you want to do?
I just wanted to buy some oils of grease, because if we're going to be dealing with grappling, I want to have those.
Yep, sure thing. All right. Let's hand out some of the XPs. Everybody can go ahead and take 1,500 XP for today.
Ooh, nice.
A lot of progress, a lot of learning. Some magical items finally getting finished. Some people having to sit and do nothing because they agreed to magical item production for a 6-day period.
I tried to incorporate her, but I got cock-blocked by the major wizard.
Yep.
Bad news, Sphinx. I'm gonna need you to go back in the room.
We just got some gold. We need you to go back in.
Do potions have a discount, or are they all 50 gold?
Everything is 10% off. But yeah, good job, everyone. It was a interesting session. I'm really glad we got through quite a bit, and actually a surprising amount of time. So we're going to be good again for next Thursday. The voting for the next game to replace the Sunday game is currently at Phoenicia winning with 6, followed by Kashran and Prometheus with 5. There's still time if you want to change your vote, or if you want to vote.
Prometheus.
Can I
I already did that, Tom.
Can I redeem dice manipulations?
You cannot use dice manipulations.
Oh, you have to use emoji manipulations.
Emoji.
How much are emoji manipulations?
But tomorrow I will be listing up the city information, and as I list up that information, that will also be up for about 2 days of voting, and then on Sunday I will be announcing the next thing that we will be doing after that, which will be a series of restrictions that will be going into the game. So keep an eye out for that. I have enjoyed getting to see everybody's responses to stuff, and I look forward to more as the voting gets deeper. So, good night, everybody. We'll catch you next time.